This is Sarah Mikesell with CropSite.com, and today we're with Jeff Hartz, who's the Director of Marketing with Wyffels Hybrids. And we're out in Knoxville, Illinois at the Wyffels Corn Strategies meeting. And Jeff just had the evening event here, and we've got a full day tomorrow. One of the questions that is kind of comes up on people's minds, and I've heard people asking the question of, how does Wyffels look forward to the future? How are you guys looking at hybrids that growers are going to want in 2 to 3 years from now?
Well, that's probably one of the biggest challenges in the seed industry, in this business, and it's a challenge every company faces. But trying to predict what somebody's going to want to plant 2 or 3 years ahead of time is it's a huge challenge. So basically, you've got to have a really solid and sound research and testing program. You have to understand what technologies are out there, first of all, but also what genetics you have in your pipeline that are going to allow you to make that 2 or 3 bushel increase every year. And so it probably comes down to just really understanding and having a very thorough research and testing program and obviously a plant breeding program to drive some of those incremental changes. But understanding what's out there and then being able to the best of your ability, accurately predict what somebody's going to want to plant and buy a few years ahead of the game is what can separate a lot of companies. There are good and bad decisions, and I'm sure there's obviously a lot of science to it. There's probably a little bit of art to it, and I think when we look back to a lot of the success we've had in 2014, one of the largest growth years in company history, a lot of that's due to some of those decisions that were made 2 or 3 years ago. We finally have some products here that made it on mass acres across 2013 and 2014 and made a big difference. And those are the products. We knew they were there. We knew that they were good. But it's taken a few years so that they've actually showed up in the countryside, made a big impact, and it's driving a lot of the sales and growth of our company right now.
Very good. And one of the other questions that's always I continue to ask is, why only corn? Why does Wyffels not sell soybeans?
Well, I think the long and short of that answer is just comes down to one word, and that's focus. Anytime you want to get into multiple product lines and multiple products, there's a little bit of focus that goes away. There's a little bit of focus, a little bit of effort, and investment that you've got to put in a different place. And I think really what it comes down to for us, if there's anything that would take our eye off the ball, take our focus off of what we know we're better at than most people in this industry, that's probably a bad thing, especially for a company like us. It's a little bit of a challenge. You're trying to grow. If we let go of the one thing that we're very good at and stop focusing on that to the extent that we need to, it's not going to be a great day. And so I think it really comes down to us is remembering what you're really good at, remembering what you're better at than everybody else, and staying true to that, and keeping your focus there. And that's the long and the short of it. There are many businesses we could enter into, whether it's soybeans, other crops, crop insurance. There's no end to the things that a company could sell or could add to its product lineup. Right now, though, we choose to remain very focused on seed corn and doing what we do better than everybody else.
Very good. Well, thanks so much for your time today, Jeff.
Thank you.
This is Sarah Mikesell for CropSite.com.